Sirat is directed by Oliver Laxe, written by Oliver Laxe and Santiago Fillol, and stars Sergi Lopez, Bruno Nunez, Stefania Gadda, Joshua Liam Henderson, Richard Bellamy, Tonin Janvier, and Jade Oukid. And it follows a man and his son who find themselves at the rave scene in the Moroccan mountains, looking for their daughter and sister who went missing 5 months before. But when they have no luck at the first rave, they find a group of ravers who allow them to follow them to the next rave they're going to. This is a movie that I had a relatively high anticipation for. It got great notices out of Cannes earlier this year, but it wasn't near the top of my list because of things like sentimental value and it was just an accident. I was interested in this one, but it wasn't near the top of my list. I didn't know a ton about it, and honestly I think that really worked in the movie's favor because it completely shocked me in ways I never expected and genuinely electrified me. Had me on the edge of my seat, thrilled me, an incredibly thrilling and depressing movie for so many reasons. And I think a big reason for it is the setting and the way it's presented. The desert setting and the isolation that comes with it is so well rendered throughout the movie. Every frame is so dusty and so lonely, and those feelings come across so vividly throughout. The way Oliver Laxe shoots the desert is so effective. Lots of big dust clouds. You really feel that isolation. And another element of the settings that really boosts the movie for me is the raves themselves, which are largely contained within the first stretch of the movie, but they are such a joy for the senses. They're full of long shots of people dancing and genuinely vibing with the rave music playing over these shots. And I truly found it difficult to not get swept up in the music and the people and move along with them. And I found myself in my seat moving along with them because of how infectious it was. And you really feel like you're at the rave with those people because of the way it's directed. And beyond just the direction, that is because this rave music is largely used to inform the fantastic score from Kang Ding Ray. That same heavy, rhythmic thumping pops up throughout the movie, whether at a rave or not. And an element of this score that I really loved was that as the movie goes on and the story becomes more intense and unnerving and distorted, the score responds in kind. The tracks are less rhythmic, less rave-inspired, and become much more distorted, and at points they don't even sound like music anymore. And this decision really contributes to that increasing feeling of hopelessness, isolation, desperation, insanity, whatever words you can come up with, that builds throughout the movie. It's definitely one of my favorite and the most impressive aspects of the movie to me, both the score and the sound design. The movie also begins with showing the definition of Sirat, stating that it is a narrow and perilous bridge that spans the chasm of heaven and hell. Now, I'm someone who generally does not care for a quote at the beginning or ending of the movie. It oftentimes feels kind of self-serving to me and kind of just goes over my head. But this quote here is so incredibly effective given where the narrative goes, and particularly how the quote comes back almost literally during the third act. I don't want to say any more than that, but the third act here is some of the most excellent and tense 40 minutes I've seen in a movie this year. Truly edge of your seat stuff. So amazing. Builds to a fantastic ending. And that's the thing, is this movie just had a stranglehold on me. I'd be moving in my seat to some sweet music 1 second, and then the next being completely still, leaning forward, and genuinely feeling shock. There was one moment in this movie in particular that is maybe the most shocking moment I've experienced in a movie all year. It truly made my mouth drop. I could not believe what I had just seen, and the way that that thing ripples throughout the movie is unforgettable and really well done, and you can feel the direction and presentation of the movie change after this moment. And the way it changes are simultaneously subtle and obvious and super effective. It is an amazing narrative construction and presentation, and that's a big credit to Laxe. Laxe is just doing fantastic work here all across the board, along with Santiago Fillol on the screenplay, but what really brings the movie to life for me is the excellent and limited ensemble cast. At the top, you've got Sergi Lopez and Bruno Nunez as the father and son, and right away you're with these guys. You know, they both look like normal people. They're clearly desperate, or the dad is truly the desperate one, and you just want them to find the girl. You just want them to find the girl. You want them to be okay. They've got a little dog. And, you know, the young kid, Bruno Nunez, he really hangs in this movie with all adult scene partners. He never gets blown off the screen, never feels out of place. It's a very impressive performance, and Sergi Lopez is kind of giving a tour de force here. Like I said, he looks like a man who would really be in this situation. He doesn't look like a movie star, and the way that he kind of moves through the narrative is amazing. You know, at first kind of being very jumpy and angry and on a knife's edge and all this, and the way that his demeanor changes throughout the movie is really beautifully played by Lopez and really heartbreaking. It's an amazing performance at the center of this movie. And beyond those two at the top, the rest of the cast is this group of ravers that they travel with, and they are all so awesome. I just want to say their names again: Stefania, Gadda, Joshua Liam Henderson, Richard Bellamy, Tonin Janvier, and Jade Oukid. I don't know if they're professional actors or not. I wouldn't be surprised if they actually move through these rave scenes in Morocco, but they're all fantastic. They are all so distinct. One of them has a prosthetic leg. Others have these really distinct earrings and eye makeup. They're all very distinct characters who are all very separate. And you really, believe in them as a sort of found family in this rave world. And you really become invested with them, because at the beginning you're kind of like, oh, these people at a rave, they're going to be mean, they're going to be blah, blah, blah. But it's a truly amazing group of people that this father and son have stumbled upon. And it makes the movie really interesting, because there is no true antagonist. At least not a human being. The entire human cast are the protagonists, and the antagonist is the desert, and time, and desperation, and isolation. And it makes for this really interesting movie where you just feel this group of people are up against something and they don't fully know how to handle it. And I think that really hammers home what really impresses me about this movie, which is just the experience of it. It feels like a roller coaster, or like the movie sucked me right into the screen. I was so in this situation and in this world. Not only was I invested in these characters, but I felt like I was standing right there alongside them. And that's because of just the creation of the world from Oliver Laxe, the directing, the writing, the sound, the score, the editing. It's top tier. It is so amazing, and you're just in this story. It's got a vice grip on you, and it's not letting go. And I just came away from this movie feeling stunned. I loved this movie so much. It's in very limited release right now, but it should be expanding soon. If and when this movie comes near you, I implore you to go see it. It has an incredible ensemble cast, amazing writing and directing from Oliver Laxe and Santiago Fillol on the screenplay, amazing editing, amazing sound, amazing score, and you're just in this world. It is a all-encompassing experience, and a really amazing one. One of the most thrilling, depressing, and unforgettable narratives of the year. So yeah, I would obviously recommend Sirat. If it comes near you, please go see this in a theater. Thank you so much for watching. Goodbye!